Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your yearly tarot reading for the year of 2025. Welcome to my channel. My channel. Sorry, I had way too much chocolate. All right, so let's look at your year overall. So your highlights for the year for 2025, it's a year of personal expansion for you, intellectual pursuits, increased visibility. You have Mercury retrograde in Aquarius beginning your year, which is going to challenge communication but offers insight into your long-term goals. So you're refocusing on expansion and communication. And so with Jupiter also during May, this is going to amplify your confidence and communication. So stay grounded, avoid overcommitment for the year 2025. So your overall theme for 2025, you have love, you have career, and your personal growth. Okay, so overall year for you, Gemini, I'm seeing here that you are getting rid of the overthinking. You've had a lot of trouble with the overthinking and taking you into unexplainable situations where you got too much in your head. You're starting to open up your heart. You're deciding to be compassionate with yourself. You're starting to let go of things that are no longer serving you and deciding it's time for you to start following what is going on and in your life and love. So the big theme for you is sometimes a better version comes along to remind you how much you are worthy of love. There is a potential of a new love or new flame hitting you. You've had some awakenings about your own personal happiness. Somebody that you thought that was going to be worthy of your love has basically come to a close. There was some pain. There was some startling news. So here you are looking at what is serving your heart. You're thinking of moving on from the conflict or the competition. It just seems too much. It's time for you to start over in a new direction. In your love department, I'm seeing something has ended. It was not to go anymore. It just wasn't going anywhere for you. And so as much as you were thinking you were being resilient, it just seemed like it was something that you just no longer want to pursue anymore. You were to learn that you were fearing there was certain things that you were afraid of. So if you were afraid of somebody to take your money, you would attract people who need your money. There was a lot of you needing to disengage from your illusions and your fears, and the things that you were manifesting had a lot to do with healing. You have noticed at times when you have taken on others' burdens, or you had to foot the bill or take care of things with money. There has been some contracts that have been served, and it's no longer necessary for you to do that. So it just seems like in the past you had to find that the one that you desired was not really you, but what was going on inside. You didn't see it. You know, it was subconscious. It was something that you didn't resonate with at the time. But now that things have been unfolded, you can see where it was something that now is more conscious. In the career front, it seems like you have given up a lot of your life to pursue a certain career, whether it was your happiness, whether it was something that was important to you. It just seemed like nothing was more important than your work life. And so there was a lack of ability to have boundaries, so that you were not able to have a nice balance in your work life. I am seeing that you had been not able to find love, and it was something that you had been blocked or not. You were so busy with work, you just haven't been able to find that time for that. So there hasn't been much effort in the love department, and things have been quite stagnant here. But now that you have been noticing, you know, what's going on with you, you are now looking at where you've been closed off in relationships, where you have been focusing your energy and being inspired, and seeing that what's been making you stuck. So you've been doing a lot of soul searching. In your personal growth, I am seeing here that the High Priestess, that you were not really trusting your gut. You were afraid to make some decisions, and because of that, you were not going anywhere. It was important for you to get outside, blow off some air, and just get away from everything that was stagnant in you, because it just seemed like, you know, you had no choice. You were desiring to work or to contribute to something that was so important to you, but it was preventing you from, you know, finding the potential of maybe some love. So that is you overall for the year. Now, just give me a second here. All right, so let's look at the theme in a little bit more detail. All right. Remember, with Mercury retrograde, there is still a few more challenges at the very start of the year. And with Mercury retrograde comes redo, renew, review. Never start something new. So it's a time to just, you know, tie up some of those loose ends that have been waiting around for a long time. All right. Give it a little bit more shuffle. Just didn't feel right as soon as I put the card down. All right, all right, all right. So I'm just going to shuffle these and pull some cards to clarify a few of these. Okay, Gemini. So let's see here. So what's the central theme of the year? This is not the overarching theme, but more of the central theme of the year. So what I'm seeing here is you're looking at your friendships, you're looking at your social life, you're looking a little bit about how you are traveling and having some fun. What are you moving on from? What are you having, some lighthearted activity? I do see a soulmate that you have been, you're looking like there's some flirtiness or some engagement, but it looks like definitely a soulmate in your energy. I am seeing that this is a person that is younger than you. It brings up rather some questions of a message from this person who is younger from you, that some healing has not been done. It must be somebody from the past that you have or past life from that you have some contract with. I am seeing that this person had made you quite happy until suddenly there has been something that they said or done. It just caused you some trauma, and it just made you feel that this is not something that you want to walk away from. And when that happened, it's just time for you to follow through with that. Now, in what the big idea that will transform your career, since you've been a little bit of a workaholic. All right, so I'm looking here that you have been not listening to your heart. You've been closed off. You've been actually making a lot of decisions, but there has been like, you're not connecting. It just seems like, the connection is not working. You just feel like, you're obligated, you got responsibilities. And so, you're kind of like feeling that there's obligations and contracts that are important that you have to follow through with, and you just don't want any of it. You just, you're trying to figure out what is your desires, and you're just like finding you don't want anything that is being provided. So the conversations that would deepen your relationships the most in 2025. You've got the Empress and the Emperor right side by side. So, here you're going to find that you and your divine counterpart, there is a connection here that is quite important for you. There is a lot of mirror switching where you subconsciously are working out each other's energies. So there is a bit of entanglement. You're going to be a little confused about who is really who and what is going on. You're going to question if you are deserving, if you're worthy. You'll start wondering if this is going to be something that's going to cost you. So, this is the only thing when you're in this type of dynamic. This is something that you realize is a codependent relationship that you didn't see it coming. You're like, oh, my hands are tied here. I have no control. And I am attached to something that was never going to end. It just never is going to end. So you feel bound by this. So there is definitely a soul contract. So what lessons will you teach? What lessons will teach you the most in 2025? All right. So the biggest lesson that is going to teach you in 2025 is the fact that, you're going to learn to be a little bit more sensitive about how you communicate. You feel that there has been some karmic issues that had come up, a lot of pain and suffering, and there was a lot of business at stake. And so sometimes there was this anticipation of something that was going to change, and it really got in the way of you having any control over what was going on for you. You definitely have been in a state of healing. You've been working really hard at fulfilling your responsibilities. You definitely have some kind of legal contract here, and it just seems to suddenly hit you where there was just a lot of responsibilities. And so to overcome that restless or overthinking that you have been actually doing so good on, you have been searching for the truth. You've been, seeking inner guidance. You have been questioning whether or not that this person that was so important to you really is your person, or if this was some kind of attachment disorder or mother wound that you were knowing that it was a contract that you had to release because there seemed to be an issue of your childhood coming up. It caused you a lot of stress inside, and it seems like these burdens kept coming up for you to deal with. These burdens were usually shared between you and another, and you just didn't want to look at it. You wanted to see things move forward, and it just never did. In fact, it just seems like every single time you were shutting down emotionally, and you were not able to give to anything that you just didn't find anything you wanted. So the surprising connection that will change your life is the fact that you are going to find this opportunity where you're not feeling so codependent, not so detached, and that this is not even something new, but someone that you already know. It is somebody that you collaborate with greatly, and it was your divine counterpart just wasn't ready. So, there has been a lot of slow movement and activity because there was a lot of healing in pain that needed to be released. You are actually going to find that this contract with this person was because they were working on their ability to earn money, and this was necessary for them to be able to complete their own contract with you. Advice for unlocking your fullest potential, Gemini, is to not focus so much on work, but actually to focus on your soulmate. Kundalini activation energy is causing havoc because you're just using work as some form of a distraction because of the fact you're running away from your own personal life. You want to embrace your life, and before you know it, you're going to be working. And if one day you had to, leave work injury, they will replace you the next day. So you need to start taking more importance of value of friendship, of love, of family, and understand that you've been not staying true to yourself. You've been allowing things to end with people and places and things that were actually bringing you happiness. So it is time for you to find a way to find your divine counterpart and see the self-worth in you, and to make some form of a commitment or send that form of a message to start that connection so that you can work towards something that's really long term. I see that the end of this month going into January, you are actually working on a little healing in the area of responsibility. You are either afraid of responsibility and avoid it, or you take it on too much. And for you, this sounds like you've been taking on so much responsibility that you're burdened by it. You're hyper fixed on your responsibility for others, or you do not want to accept it. Your shadow work sorry about that. I almost dropped my cards. Your shadow work for this year. The theme is you are not a bad person just because you have been hurt and cannot deal with it yourself. We are all wonderful, valuable people who want to heal our emotional wounds and open up to changing our fate. And so that basically is something that you need to look at, is that sometimes just having to need to heal can make you shut down sometimes, and you have been avoiding your own emotional health. And it's important for you to now start looking at yourself in a way that you can embrace the possibilities. The law of detachment is the law of the universe. It's going to work for you. And that means releasing attachments to results bring freedom and peace. So there has been you being too attached to certain people and being so non-attached to others. Your Grafoli number to work with during this time, this one flew out, is generous income flow. You're going to work with 9213140, and this will help you grow. If you want to know more on how to use those numbers, they are a frequency. Look for my video, and there are some more videos just below where you can go and access more videos to help you on this journey. There are other videos for readings, or come and join me for my weekend free readings where I go and give out some advice in relationships and love, and in our weekly signs as well. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, support my channel, and I look forward to doing more videos for you. Thank you, and